Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on Civilization 5. So today we'll be looking at a good starting location. So I just loaded in and well, this is a perfect example of a bad starting location and why, you may ask. So yield icons are luxury resources cotton, and our growth tile is this oasis. Now why is it bad? Because you always want a 2 food 1 production or a 3 food next to you, or it could be this could have cotton could have been our growth tile. This oasis could have been a growth tile, but the preferred thing is a deer tile, a wheat tile, a stone tile, something that has 2 food 1 production. That's a great start because you're going to be able to build that scout even faster. So let's grab this warrior before we settle. Let's move him up. So here we have marshy land, so he's going to have trouble with our warriors. So we're not going to go up there. So we're going to go down this river. And you see? Salt in the plains, of course. We have truffles. So truffles is our secondary. So if I was actually playing this game, I would probably move up 1 because I would want this tile. So I'd probably go up 1 like this, and I would settle right here. Because, like I said, you want that tile right next to you. And so then I would always choose scout, and then I would continue on. So this wasn't a great start, but at least I had that 2 food, and 4 turns on a quick speed is really not bad. And so then I would always choose pottery. And for those who are wondering, my build usually it's 2 scouts, 1 shrine, and then depending on my happiness, worker or settler, usually worker first and then settler. And so here I'm right next to this. So this is just to explain that you can move 1 tile, and if you have to take 1 turn, take 1 turn, because you really want to have this is your capital. You want to make sure that it's going to be a good city. And you see, my secondary luxury is still in range. It's still 3 tiles away, and I'll be able to make a second city on this salt. And I have my secondary tile that I'm going to want to work when I'm going to be pop 2. So let's get another startup. So let's restart the game and see what we get. So I chose Alexander just like this. There's no particular reason. A little quick fact on Alexander. The reason why he's so good for diplomacy is his ability. And his ability, comboed with the patronage policy track, can make it so you never almost lose. You only lose 25% of your standing with city-states, which is really good. So if you're ever going a diplomatic victory with Greece, make sure to get the patronage. But that will be another video for another time. So let's see. This is wow. Well, first of all, we have our growth and production tile right here, the stone tile. Great tile. We have tree silk and gold next to a mountain range. So let's grab our warrior and let's see what we got. Oh, we have cows. So this cow is in range. So I would settle right here, honestly. I could settle on this gold, and so I can still have the stone, get immediately go and have an opposite inventory. But we're just gonna stay right here because we have our growth tile here. We might have trouble for growing for pop 2. So let's say I settle here. We won't have any other like food, so we're gonna have to work this food tile. But it can still work. It's gonna be a little rough growing, but we're gonna have production. We're gonna have a lot of production because of these mountains and hills. I mean these hills, sorry. But yeah, this is not a bad start, honestly. It could be better. It's better than last start, that I can tell you. It's a lot better than last start. And over here we have a lot of flat land and a lot of marshland. See this river? It continues. We can see it continues right here. And so yeah. So and then the research like usual. Oh, and for my technology, I usually go pottery, animal husbandry, because you want to get that horse. The reason why you want to get that horse is because that's going to give you a chance to get extra production. And if you're playing on strategic resource, you want to make sure to get that horse because that extra production on that grassland tile is going to really help you. And also, after animal husbandry, then I usually go for my first luxury because about that time my shrine's going to be finished building, so I'm going to want to connect my first luxury resource with my worker. Okay, so here we have a coastal start. So here the only good thing to do with my warrior is to put them on this hill. Okay. Honestly, this isn't as bad as we think. So we settle right here. So we have our luxury. So you always have one luxury that's a duplicate, and you always have one luxury that's a single. So this is our single, this is our duplicates. Um, as you can see, we have our stone. This is our immediate growth tile. And when we're going to get to 2 pop, we're going to try to work this cocoa, but for a couple turns, we're probably going to have to work a grassland tile. And so on the sea, okay, so a quick tip. When you're on the coast, you have to be careful. Too much coast is not good. Yes, you can make a lighthouse. Yes, you get these 2 food tiles. But these tiles are going to be a lot less good than these tiles over here. The tiles that you're actually going to improve with tree food. Tree food all the way to 4 food of fertilization. So you're going to want access to the coast, but not too much coast. So this is actually kind of, it's fine. We're wasting a lot of coast with all of this, but we're going to have a lot of land down here. And we have these mountain ranges for a good defense. And so that cocoa tile was going to be our growth tile. We're going to maybe run out a little bit of production for the early part, but when we're going to start getting our worker out and building settlers, we're going to be able to work that copper. And that copper is really good, because that copper is going to give us the production we need for the settler. Another coast start. You see we have our stone again, our 2 food 1 production. And then we have our duplicate and our single. So we don't know between these 2 which one it is yet. So if we move our warrior over here, see? We have a nice cow resource over here. A little bit of tundra, weirdly. And we have, you see, our copper, again, it's our double resource, and our cotton are single. So I would settle right here. Yep, right here. Oh, triple, wow. So I would settle right here. Why? Because I have my 2 growth tiles, so I'm going to be good until pop 3. For production, I'm going to have to use these forest tiles, or I'm just not going to have a lot of production, because there's not many hills next to me. There's a hill way over here, a grassland hill, and if I chop down the forest, it should give me some production. And so if you're stuck in a situation like this where you don't have a lot of production, you can chop down these trees. Why? When you have a river, you always want to put farms next to it, even on hills, because hill next to a river is a great tile. 2 food, 2 production is a great tile. And so, after civil service. And so, these 3 tiles, I would cut down these forests to make a wonder faster, to make my settler faster, just to make sure I do not lose my spot I want to settle. Because you want to make sure to have a good settling spot. Because if you take too much time, because you have no production, you're just going to lose your settling spot to somebody else, and you're going to get mad. Restart the game, or if you're in multiplayer, you're just going to wind the whole game because everybody's settling before you. So, okay. You see, now instead of the stone, we have our wheat tile. We have sugar, which is meh, okay, on a marsh tile. Now this is bad. Actually, in the first tile, this is bad. So this is actually bad luxury spawns. Why do I say that? Because as you can see here, these sugar tiles are on marsh. And marsh need to go all the way to masonry. And because we have no stone, the only reason why we're going to go to masonry is going to be for the sugar. And marsh takes a while to take out. Marsh takes some time, and then you have to build the plantation. So you're going to need masonry, and you're going to need calendar. And that's a lot of turns. So this is going to be a really slow start for your workers, and so it's going to be a little harder than usual. But this jungle is going to be good in the mid game when you're going to build your universities, because with those universities, you're going to be having science from these jungle tiles. And in this exception, I would probably keep these 2 tiles for just science, and probably cut down this one. And so we move our warrior up here. As you can see, we have maybe a second city over here with some deer and a lot of hills. But yeah, except that we've settled this here. And again, coastal start. And so let's restart and see for one last time. Let's do one more start and see what we got. And so let's see if we're gonna have another coastal start or not. I wonder. Probably. We've been getting a lot of coastal starts with Greece. And maybe copper again, because I don't know why we've been getting a lot of copper. Okay. Well, this is very different. Again, we have our furs. Is our furs? Okay, so let me settle right. So I'm just gonna settle right here and explain why. So, okay, so this is our double. This is our single. This is our growth tile. Sheep on a hill, amazing tile. 2 food, 2 production, a great tile. You want to improve that as soon as you can. So our second growth tile on pop 2 will be this tile. But when you improve this, you're gonna want to make sure to be working this. Why is this a good start? If you put The reason why we build Petra is not for these plain desert tiles. It's for the hills. If you build Petra with these hills, it's just gonna be amazing tiles. It's gonna be a one food tree production tile, which is awesome. And so this could be a good Petra city, but also it has hills around it. It has some forest. It has a lot of growth here. It has a lot of production up here. It's a very good spot. It looks bad, and yes, pearls aren't the greatest, but pearls isn't that bad compared to silk and wine on plains. But it's not that bad. So what we've learned today is that you always get those double luxury for trading. You get that one luxury, and you get your growth production tile. It could be a tree food. It's not necessarily a stone or a wheat or a deer. It could be a cocoa. It could be a cattle. It could be an oasis. So that's all for today, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.